Hey, Sag Seeker. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to the Existential Shift. How exciting. I'll be utilizing the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. What's going on with Saggy for the next month, please? Be quiet, reflective. You're deepening something and you want to give it the space and time and respect that it deserves. You're really not letting things distract you, right? If you don't feel it right now, come back to this reading, save this reading, come back to it in a couple of weeks or something. There's this very mature Sagittarius energy coming through. And a sense of responsibility that you've always been aware of, that there's something that you're responsible for, but it's like you have a deeper understanding of that responsibility now. And you want to really give it room, like, and make sure you honor it. That's the energy I'm picking up from you. It's not something I'm telling you to do. It's something that I'm feeling like you're in the mindset, which sounds good. Like I would encourage that. Yes. You have a profound effect on people, Saji. You know, you have these grand ideas and really charismatic way of getting people on board. And it's like you're coming to terms with the fact that people are very influenced by the things you say and do. And you're like, okay, maybe I need to take this more seriously. Maybe you have a following, right? Maybe you have a platform where you get to use your voice. Maybe you realize that you can't make silly jokes like other people can because people are listening to you and really take it seriously. Where you find yourself realizing that you need to explain things, give caveats, disclaimers. Maybe you're in a position of responsibility, of power, of leadership, of influence, all of the above. Maybe you're just, you have people in your life that are they just look up to you for whatever reason. Some of you are realizing that something or someone in your life you've been maybe either neglecting or not giving them the time or the attention, like that you kind of missed out on them in some way. And I feel you like kind of being contemplative on that. Sometimes just shuffling the cards, give me the messages. Like, I don't even need to see them, but they'll come out. There we go. Oh, okay. Hello, fire and fire and fire. Knight of Wands and Two of Wands. I feel like I know this is fire and you're fire and this is very saggy vibe, but I feel like this is someone that isn't you, that is in your environment, that is very eager or excited to learn. And they're very open and they're very adventurous and they're very trusting and they want to expand their horizons. They want to venture. This could, of course, be you as well, but it could be on the receiving side of this, of someone kind of looking up to you and being like, what do you think, Saggy? What do you have to say, Sag? Um, the Chariot. This is bigger than you think. There's a bigger picture here. There's a purpose here. There's interesting wisdom being moved. Okay. Uh, stagnant wisdom is bound to turn into ignorance because nothing ever stays the same. Things evolve, things grow, um, things change. So, wisdom that doesn't evolve and grow or change can no longer hold the caption of being wisdom, right? So, in order for this knowledge, wisdom, teaching, horizon, um, world to remain this way, it has to move. It has to be challenged with being pulled in different directions and having the writer be open to these different directions and either take a different path or a new path or integrate the two. But if the writer remains stagnant in the crossroad, no, being like, no, this is the path of wisdom, and here I sit. This is the crossroad. But a crossroad doesn't exist in and of itself. It's a byproduct of different paths. And it's the connector, the bridge. It is not the path in and of itself. And as soon as it presumes to be the path in and of itself, it has lost the ability to mitigate the paths and to be like a, um, road signs and lights and bridge. When the journeyer comes across the crossroad, and even if it sits at a red light for a very long time, the crossroad can't get used to having that rider sit there. It sat there for the red light because it's been part of the process of the journey. But then the light turns green and they gotta make a turn or continue direct or take a right or take a left, whatever the case may be. And the crossroad or the bridge between those paths, Sagi can't hold on to that rider and be like, no, this is the place of wisdom. This is the place of truth. It is not. It forgets itself. So something here needs to be moving, needs to be evolving, needs to be expanding. Um, and needs not, cannot be held. Bottom of the deck, the tower, or it will collapse. The earth will open up and swallow it so that riders don't find themselves stuck on a path, on a crossroad that presumes to be a path and that keeps them stuck. That was a deep message. That was intense. Um, the sun. Oh, you understand. You understand. You're smart like that. There's clarity here. There's victory of some sort on a more mundane daily level. Sorry, on a more daily level for you individually, there's some sort of victory. I No, by the way, so far you could be the writer, you could be that crossroad, right? You know which one you are. Now, here, regardless, with the chariot and the sun, there's some sort of victory, there's some sort of status, progression, promotion, victory, recognition, fame of some sort, very strong masculine leading. What's the word? Cardinal energy. Next time the supplies come, I'm just gonna hit him. I don't care. It's been asking for it. No more mercy. What? Sorry. Whoa. 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Joy and happiness must come with a price. Something needs to be sacrificed. Something needs to be dropped. For one thing to... for one thing to experience happiness and fulfillment and expansion of the heart, there's something that has been very limiting and painful that needs to be dropped. On another note, it could be two people experiencing the same type of agony, finding comfort and connection and understanding with one another. Two of Pentacles. Either way, a choice needs to be made for it to play out fully. In movement, again, there's travel of some sort with the Knight of Wands, Two of Wands, Chariot, Two of Pentacles. There's definitely a move, a travel. For some, it's big. It's like across the ocean. Doesn't have to be. What is that? The Hermit. You're really debating if to stay in this very inner, solitary, internal state. You could be someone that is, really keeps to themselves. You could be someone who's living a very solitary life, simple life, really focused on within. Um, and this or that kind of thing. Well, you can be alone when you're together. You can have your time for reflection. You can have your space to take to be on your own for a little bit, you know. It it's very much so something that is legitimate and possible to communicate to the external world, be it a partner, be it family, be it a work situation. There are ways to mitigate, right? Where you don't truly have to completely choose between this or that, because that seems a little bit extreme. We all need moments of solace and reflection and recharge, and we all need moments of connection and belonging and interacting with the world, if not at the very least for the purpose of this. Because when we're solitary and reflective, I mean, you can't really be reflective without being reflected back at yourself through the eyes of another. Relationships, dynamics are the ways to get to know yourself and to grow and evolve. You can't resolve karma by turning your back to karma, and karma plays out in your life with connections with people. Um, if you think you resolve karma by turning your back to everyone you have karma with, you're turning your back on everyone because you have karma with everyone. It's different types of karma, different types of degrees of karma, but you don't resolve anything by avoiding it. You don't heal the wound. If it is a wound, maybe it's a blessing. It could be good karma, bad karma, etc. Dharma. But let's say it's a negative karma, okay? You don't heal the wound by ignoring it and letting it bleed. Ignoring it and moving away from it and turning your back to it will just make it worse. And you'll be forced back into that dynamic, if not in this life, then the next. Things come to us for a reason, for a purpose. The purpose can be, it could be a reason, a season, a lifetime. Um, the purpose may vary, but nonetheless, a purpose. And when you dilute yourself into thinking that you can either just be by yourself or just with others. First of all, no one is just by themselves or just with others. Even when you're just by yourself, you need to go to the grocery store and make food to buy food. You need to talk on the phone with the electric company, whatever, whatever. It's not, you know, it's an illusion. So where can you find a way to balance it to where you choose what you focus on more? Are you more solitary than connecting, or are you more connecting than solitary? And either way, you can find how to integrate the other side or the other extreme into your reality, into your day to day. Some of you are debating, should I stay single and alone, or should I settle down and have a family? Um, you can always leave a family at the end of your days and be alone, but it's a lot harder to have children and have family later on in your life. So you want to also consider biology and common sense. Don't get lost in the everything is always possible, because yes, to a certain degree, we're still creatures who are bound by this matrix. Okay, so anything else about this for Saji? Ten of Wands. The thing that was supposed to give you freedom and joy feels very heavy and burdening and not what you wanted it to be. And you feel a little overwhelmed with what is right, what is wrong. What do you feel? What if there's no such thing as right versus wrong, and just how you feel? Dharma is infinite. There's no one right equation. What do you feel is right for you? What do you feel, or maybe it's none of your business. What is right for the writer that is sitting on your crossroad, waiting for the green light to move on? And maybe you'll want to stop being the crossroad and choose to be a writer on the path and join them. Maybe they'll move on and you'll stay. Who knows? But you and what your heart says, what feels, what spurs you to action, what makes you feel revived and energized and excited. The thought of which of the possibilities makes you feel most alive and Curious. That is your answer. The death card. It's you're going through major transformation, major change. Life is not going to look the same as it was, but it's from a very positive place, strength, a place of that knows thyself, that evolves and gets to know itself anew. And has a deep yearning to feeling something across your system, like body, mind, spirit, heart. It's like you want to feel alive. You want to dive very deep to a connection, to a soulful connection. You want to understand yourself from a place that doesn't run away from itself, be it the animal instincts, be it the divine aspiration to truth. And this is an energy that calls you to go all the way. It's like it's not partial. It's integrative. You can integrate different aspects into a path, but it's not partial. It's not sitting on the fence. It's no longer at a crossroad. Maybe it's no longer the crossroad. Maybe you no longer want to serve as a bridge for writers. Maybe you want to be a writer yourself and explore life and explore your evolution in the world. I'm going to continue this. I'm going to create a sequel, The Celtic Cross. It's available on Patreon for separate purchase and on channel membership, shifter and above. If you choose a higher tier like Golden Ratio, you'll also have karmic shift and liberation, of course, but you'll also have Tarot Masterclass. Anyway, I'll see you there or not. Stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you. Bye for now.